So first fight of the night, a welterweight bout, Randy Brown sitting at minus 250 against Muslim Salikhov, sitting at plus 200, over under 1.5 rounds, minus 265 for the over, plus 215 for the under. Randy Brown, 4-1 in his last 5. Salikhov, 3-2. You see the age difference there, 39 years of age for Salikhov, 33 for Randy Brown. And that 6'3" frame for the welterweight division, pretty good. 78-inch reach for Randy Brown, 8-inch reach advantage. And he uses it pretty well. I mean, he's a guy that wants to stay to the outside. He's quick, light on his feet, and kind of just looks to out-volume you, maybe land some bigger shots, but seems to find himself in some pretty close fights. I mean, the fight against Wellington Turman looks like he won the first 2 rounds, drops the third, picks up a win. Fight against Trinaldo, another close fight that really didn't need to be close. A split decision against Chaos Williams. It's just a guy that you're betting chalk on, that you're not like, a for sure thing. Muslim Salikhov is as game as they come. He is a little bit older, but his losses in the UFC, or at least in the last 5 years, are to Nicholas Dalby, who was seen as an absolute dog, and then Li Jingliang, who's up there with the pack. So he's not like taking bad losses by any means. What are you thinking on this one?
Yeah, it's hard to tell. For Salikhov, like being almost 40 years old scares me against a guy like Randy Brown. Just being the fact that Randy Brown goes to a lot of decisions. He's going to be there for all 3 rounds if you don't knock him out. He'll work the body well. We've seen Salikhov, like against Dalby, got tired, but at the same time, Dalby's just like a cardio machine where you're gonna fade against Dalby if you go the distance. Li Jingliang, he was getting tired in that one too, was getting pieced up, and then he finally, gets TKO'd in the second round. And then he KOs Fiallo in between those 2 losses, which Andre Fiallo, we've learned, is on, I want to say, what is it, 4 fights in a row now he's been KO'd, or 5?
Yeah.
Just gets KO'd by everybody. So it's kind of hard to gauge where Salikhov really is, like what his true level is right now as being almost 40 years old. Because the guys he's fighting, not a good matchup in Dalby and Li Jingliang, and then he knocks out a guy who's losing to everybody. Randy Brown, though, it's almost disappointing how big he is, 6'3", 78-inch reach, and he's just not producing these big shots and knockouts like you would expect him to. We saw Jack Della go in there and submit him in the first round, which was surprising. Everybody had the KO if you were on Jack Della in that one. So you can get grappled up a little bit. Same thing with Vicente Luque. He just was kind of outmatched in the striking department, didn't have the power to hang with him. Luque was able to get a couple knockdowns and then put him out. Overall, though, I just have a feeling Randy Brown's going to keep the same pace for 3 rounds. Salikhov might be capable of the big shot early, but as the fight goes on, I see him slowing down a little bit. And, 5'11" versus 6'3" and a 8-inch reach advantage, it's going to be hard when you're a little bit tired to really find the chin as the fight gets a little bit longer and into the deeper rounds. And I think Randy Brown will probably start to take over. And I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility for Muslim Salikhov to start shooting sloppier takedowns as he gets tired. And we've seen Randy Brown with the length and those long arms snatch up the neck and put guys to sleep via submission. So that's going to be a prop I'm looking at in this fight. Definitely don't trust Randy Brown as a big chalky favorite. And I'm not confident enough in Salikhov at this age to put the money on him as a dog here either. But that submission prop is just, I've been thinking about it for a couple days now, and I'll be interested to see what the line is when it comes out. So give me Randy Brown for the pick.
Yeah, I'm always tempted on that submission prop for Randy Brown, but it seems like as of recently, it just hasn't been working out. So I'm like, I got to keep going to the well or what? But Randy Brown should most likely be able to, dance around the outside, do his thing there, use his quickness as an ability to score points from the outside and keep his opponent from getting inside so he can't do too much damage. Muslim Salikhov, probably would try to look for some takedowns here. He does mix it in. He's landed a takedown in each of his last 4 fights. So if he does that, we saw it against Wellington Turman. Like, Turman was able to hit him a few times, look for some takedowns, didn't get any, but it was able to throw him up against the cage. And I think that's a spot where Randy Brown tends to get bullied a little bit when he's up against the cage. He's a skinnier guy, 6'3" at 170, not super strong. does have the ability to, land those clinch strikes being the longer guy. But if you could throw him up against the cage, make it a little bit of more of a dogfight, I think Salikhov has a decent shot to pull off a win. But for the pick, I got to go with Randy Brown. I know it's chalky and it's kind of a cop out, but for the pick, if gun to my head, I'd take Randy Brown. But I don't really like the price on him. So those are the picks. UFC 296.